Three. Lock them up and load them. Let's roll. Break it. Break it. Get off. Hurry up. For NASCAR, all we're doing is whiz crab, laser sack A safe, and then we're doing combo swing left. Combo swing left, laser sack A safe, laser sack A safe. That's it.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Full Court Press Podcast. We are here at the beach with Belle Vernon's own Coach Humbert. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, guys. How about you?
Not doing too bad. Thank you for, having us on your field.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. How's the Couch Camp going so far? You guys are, 3 days in?
Yeah, camp's camp. There's always room for improvement, but to be honest with you, the weather's been good. The attitude's been focused. The energy's been there, so I hate to give too many compliments because that's not my job to give too many compliments out. But, everything's been on par with what we need and what we want to see and expect.
Absolutely, yeah, no. And then you guys got a scrimmage this upcoming Saturday,
so
correct?
we got a scrimmage at home. We're fortunate with a lot of home games this year. We got 5 home games, and both scrimmages are home. So we face the Gateway Gators this Saturday at 10 a.m., and then Franklin Regional will come to town next Friday at 5 p.m.
Awesome. Yeah, no, we're excited for that. I know we're all going to be there. I'm sure a few of the parents are going to be here,
sure,
too. Everyone's excited for the new season coming up. So we got about 3 or 4 questions. Don't want to take away too much of your time with your game planning for this weekend and preparing for tomorrow's practice. So I'll start it off. In terms of transitioning from 4A to 3A, how is that transition going to be for you guys, and is it more difficult to keep the team focused? Preseason number 1 in the state in terms of 3A. So how are you keeping the guys focused on the main goal, building day after day?
I think the way you keep it focused is not something you do in June and July. That focus was built 4 years ago. I think when you look at the kids that play for our programs, we always have a thing that we call bricklayers, and it's kind of motif that we install and build here. And I think the kids respond off of the kids that came before them, and those kids always handled business and reacted a certain way. So really, there's not much I should have to do to keep that focus because it's kind of a crux of the program. And ironically, when it comes to conference play, there's nothing to really be focused on with that because we got 4 non-conference opponents up front that require all hands on deck. Absolutely. So, we got 2 strong scrimmages and 4 non-conference games, and that's really been kind of taking up most of our attention. And the goals are always lofty. It's not just this year because of the classification move. Last year and the year before that and in 19. So these kids are used to high expectations. Mm-hmm. And I think that if there's one thing that, the coaches and the kids have done here is set that bar that every year we're searching for something. Mm-hmm. And I think we lose sight of that a little bit.
Absolutely.
And no knock on the program, in the 2000s, but that bar was kind of never there. And the kids that have came here over the past 5-6 years and the coaches that have worked with them, they've set that bar that, we're always a caliber team that's going to compete at the highest level. We don't have 2 trophies to show for it, but we're always going to go out there and fight and compete, and that's going to be the expectation. So that expectation's already here. It's not any different because of a classification change. And like I said, there's really no room for lack of focus because you have 4 dogs right off the bat, and that's going to require all hands on deck.
Absolutely, yeah.
Coach, obviously it's pretty impossible to replace a talent like Dev. What are some difficulties that you've had in the off season forming more of a balanced offense and preparing for this year without Dev?
Well, I think you already answered the question. I think the key is creating a balanced offense more. You know what I mean? Making sure that you have, that magical number that you try to strive for offensively of a 50 rush, 50 pass. And sometimes that always doesn't work out, and it's never going to work out in that favor. But, the way that you replace a kid like Devin, and Devin's a generational player. There is no replacing him. I think that's one thing that you got to get off right the bat, that you can't replace that kid. But you just have to kind of see what your talents are with your team, and you already know that. I mean, it's you already know what you have and what you lack, and I mean that's part of evaluation and coaching. But I think what we need to do and what we've done this summer is really try to capitalize on the talent that we have. We have a strong group of receivers, and our objective is obviously to get them the ball. We have some returning linemen, and we have some new linemen to the mix, so we got to kind of see where the growing pains are with that. We have a very deep backfield. We got a lot of kids that can run the football, and obviously we got a kid that is very high up in a lot of rankings and whatnot, and he'll get a lot of the payload of what we do. So it's really more just a puzzle piece and trying to figure out where you can capitalize and where you can take advantage and try to minimize some of the deficiencies that you might have, and that's really the way it is every year. But again, to answer the question in a long-winded way, there is no replacing a kid like Devin Whitlock. You just have to adapt, and you have to move from that adaptation.
Absolutely. By the way, I'm expecting a nickname for the Quentin Martin and Jetico backfield here soon. We had Smash and Dash and Thunder and Lightning.
Those are creative.
Yeah. No, we need one for the beach, though.
Yeah,
we
let
need one
me
for the
think
beach.
about that. All right, let me think about that.
And my last question specifically to you is, I've seen your coaching staff, from whenever you're at Ringgold and whenever you're here, it seems like you have you make a conscious effort to surround the older generation of coaches that you have with younger guys.
Yeah.
I know you have Logan on your staff.
Sure.
You have Zach on your staff and a bunch of other young guys. What is it about young guys? Is that something that you go out and do just because you know that it's important for your program, it's important for you as a coach to develop younger guys? And how do you go about developing the younger coaches that you have on your staff?
Well, I mean, from coaching, I think, especially at the scholastic level, at the collegiate level, it's different. It's so business focused and driven, and that's understandable. I think the neat thing about scholastic athletics in general is you have more of a opportunity to impact and grow relationships organically that will be lifetime relationships. And now I'm getting to the point, I've always been the young guy, and I'm fairly young still, but now I'm getting to the point that I got a guy like Coach Zach or Coach Frogner that played for me. So it's just cool to have those guys around you. I think it allows the kids to have some guys that are a little bit, I hate to use the word relatable, but I think they are a little more approachable to those kids because there is that closeness in age, and they're fresh from playing, you know what I mean? And image is a lot to kids. But again, I'm very blessed and lucky that I have the staff that I do. I was speaking to a reporter earlier, and I mean, you could just pick Zach just joined the staff. He's the head coach at LH for 5 years. I mean, we have about 5 former head coaches on this staff, and I think sometimes that kind of that doesn't get enough publicizing, and that doesn't get enough attention, that these kids have such a good group of guys working with them daily. And aside from them just being good coaches, they're just such good human beings. Right. I mean, they're so approachable. They're all in for the kids. Nobody is raking in the dollars coaching for Belle Vernon here, but they do it all with an all-in mentality. And I think that's truly one of the keys of setting that focus. We talk about that focus. You have to have a group of guys that practice a certain way. I'm talking about coaches that put in the time, the energy. I mean, I think some of the kids walk up here and they see us. We're always in the film room, watching film, tweaking things, working on practice plans. There's so much data. There's so much preparation. I mean, we come out here on a Friday night. Again, I don't smack myself on the back for anything, but I'd hate to see a group of coaches that aren't as prepared as my guys. I mean, we have every diagram that you can imagine, every scenario. I mean, there's iPads, there's a plethora of resources that these guys are engaged in, and they're teaching the kids. So, big shout out to all the coaches here at Belle Vernon, because I think that's one of the hidden gems of the program.
Absolutely, and I agree. That's why I wanted to bring it up to you, because I've seen your staff throughout the years. I've seen the brilliant football minds that you have. I don't think you get enough credit for formulating your staff. And I'm good friends with Coach Barish. Yep. Coach Barish has been trying to get me over here, Coach, for the past 6 years. I know me and you talked about it. So you guys are always out there.
That invitation's always open.
I'm gonna have to take you up on it soon. I might have to wait till Diabre gets out of high school.
Understandable.
Yeah, I can't coach. No, but I just want to give you your flowers on that. I appreciate how you're bringing up coaches, teaching coaches the ropes, and I'm sure we're going to see a little family tree of coaches branching off for
no
you and going to get their own head coaching jobs, offensive coordinator jobs elsewhere. And I think that's really cool. So I definitely want to give you your flowers on that.
And the nice thing about it too, and I think that's why this staff works so well. And a lot of these guys have been with me for a long time. I mean, we have a lot of group of guys that their number one goal is just winning. You know what I mean? And that goes for everything. Like, you can easily say, of course everyone wants to win, but my point being is, there's not one guy on the staff that's trying to be the next offensive coordinator here. There's not one guy on the staff that's trying to be the next defensive coordinator. There's not guys peeking in. You want them to be able to have the mobility that they can go and be successful other places. But they have such an all-in mentality, and all they care about is these kids and winning, that I don't have guys constantly looking for different jobs and whatnot.
Right.
And I think that's a credit to them. This shows, and I think it's a good model for the kids that, sometimes the grass ain't always greener on the other side, and when we talk about all in, that's all in. Man. That's all in. They're just here, and they're striving like all of us to, bring back some hardware for these kids and the kids that have came through here.
Absolutely. Well, that's going to wrap up our questioning for you. So we want to say we appreciate it. Thank you again for inviting us into your home.
Absolutely.
On your beach. And thank you for sitting down with us. We hope in the future, we could get you over to our couch and have a more lengthy conversation,
100%.
especially after the season's over, when you got a little bit less focus on under your belt. So
no doubt.
Thank you again, and we appreciate it. And good luck this season. Good luck this season.
Appreciate it. You're always welcome to the beach. Everyone's here. You just got maybe next time some flower shirts. Or something like that. You got to dress the part a little bit.
I'll have I'll have a BB shirt next time. Don't worry.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Down. Set. Hut. Good. That's perfect. Good. Good. Man, go. 3-5. Pull it. Right there. Hey. Come on. Skip it. No. Okay, good. Run it. Hey, go. Good. Hey. No. Set, go. Good. The Aubrey. Hey, Peter, return. Let's go. Tanner, take him back. Let's go. One. Okay. So now you got 3 dudes on him, right? Yeah. Okay. Then you got a wrap for who?
Sam.
Good. So my thing is, why not just go to the Sam? Right. Double the Sam, not the Mike. We'll ace to the Mike. You go with the backside pull on the Sam, right?
All right, yeah.
Run it. No. Let go. Double it. There.
And we're back still at the beach, but now this time we're with Coach Bo Teets, the offensive passing game coordinator, correct? Wide receivers and tight ends, specialist, I should say, since he was a tight end in college. How you doing? Welcome. And how's camp going so far?
Good to see you guys again. It's good to be here. Camp's camp, day 3, trying to get through the, the tough part of it, you know, the soreness really kicks in, the tiredness really kicks in. So
that's for coaches, right? Not players.
I thought that's what you were talking about. I thought you were talking about coaches. My bad. No, but it's day 3, so really just working through that and trying to get keep the mental focus up through that tough time.
Absolutely. Yeah, I even texted DeAubrey yesterday morning. I said, listen, you think you're hurting today? Hump day is Wednesday.
That's right.
If you could get through hump day, then you'll be good.
Yeah, that's it. That's always the key.
Absolutely. So my first question is, you've been coaching high school ball for a long time, including years with us at Monessen. Yeah. How do you think those years shaped your coaching style now, and how do you think it's going to shape you moving forward? Not only those years at Monessen, but also, your first few years here.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's still a learning process, really, and the thing about it is, I think back to the early days when I was coaching and to where we at now, and how much the game has evolved. And I think as a coach, you have to kind of evolve with it. If you're not moving, you're falling behind. So, just making sure that we were evolving, trying to stay on the edge of new things, and, always looking to see what other people are doing and how we can incorporate it into our scheme.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you got your hands full with Devin leaving in the offseason. So explain a little bit of how hard it is on you to come up with new things to do this year.
Yeah, it's the passing game coordinator.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I think Dev, is more of a generational kind of kid. He's a kid that you don't see that often, at this kind of level. So with that being said, I think it's more about a collective effort. It's not going to be having one kid to do everything that he did, but if we can have a kid take a part of what he did and another kid take another part of what he did, and that collective, we're trying to really fill that gap from where he left from last year.
Yep. Now, my last question. Like I told you, it was going to be a softball.
All right.
I'm pitching it up to you right now.
All right.
Top 2 favorite memories from your Monessen time coaching?
Man,
we had some good ones.
Yeah, we did. Oh man, that's really throwing me on the spot. And it's funny too because thinking about getting in touch with you, I actually went because I got to tell you, I mean the years kind of run together, and I'm trying to think like, okay, well, what team, what guys were around then.
Yeah.
So I kind of went back and went through some things last night. That's really putting me on the spot.
Well, you were there for the Clareton game, right?
No, that was my year. I was your senior year.
That was my senior. Oh
yes,
yeah. You left my junior year.
So all right.
He wanted to retire from Monessen with his best player, Chavis Rollins, being the quarterback. He wanted to walk away with Chavis, so that's why he left us our senior year. By the way,
in my defense, hindsight's always 20/20. So the reason I left at the time was. I thought was the right thing. Looking back, maybe I shouldn't have done that.
One more year.
Might be a little bit better for me. A lot of good times, a lot of good, coming together as a team type things. You know what I mean? I remember a game. I'm pretty sure it was at Mapletown, one of those mid-season games. It was in between 2 big games, and we're losing in the 4th quarter. And Sheldon Miller had 2 big plays, an interception, return for a touchdown. I think a punt return for a touchdown. We ended up winning by 20.
Yep.
Another one that sticks out in my mind is a game we were playing at Jefferson Morgan, and it had one of the crazier stat lines I've ever had. With
Dave Jeffries. I knew it.
Had
I knew it.
3 touches, 178 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Crazy stat lines. So those 2 kind of, I remember those 2. There was a game against, I think, Best Center. We were down. I remember we ran kind of like a mesh concept. I think that was to Nick Bolius. I think
that was my freshman year. That was my freshman year.
Right. We caught it. We won 13-12. That's another one that kind of sticks in my mind.
13-12. We went to the sideline and started chanting Brian Herman's.
Right. If I'm talking about all my entire time in Monessen, my first softball playoff win.
Yeah.
Throw that in there a little bit. That was a good one.
I was there.
That was a good one. Staff member. So listen, I look back at my time at Monessen with great fondness. I worked there for a long time. I lived there for a while. I married a girl from there. So my black and white will never die.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, and that's why I wanted to come over here and talk to you. Obviously you were my coach. We had some great times, including you and everyone else riding on that little go-kart while we were running Perenni. I was ticked off at that. They're like, come on, as they're riding in front of us. The Gator. It was annoying. But Coach, we want to say thank you. We appreciate you. Like we said to Coach Humbert, sooner or later, after the season's over, we want you to come over, get a full episode of this podcast on.
Absolutely.
We got a lot to talk about. A lot of old memories. I know Yart has a lot of softball memories. He wants to talk to you about.
It's a date, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you. We appreciate it, and good luck this year too.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
It's Gator. You should be stacking. Go. There it is. Good. Good. Shuffle. Thank you. Hit him. Good. There it is. Yeah. You. Get out of that. Yes. Good. I got you.
And we're back with senior Evan Polott and junior Adam LeCart here at the beach. How you guys doing? I see you guys just finished practice, still got the shoulder pads on. How you guys doing? How's camp treating you so far?
Camp's been going well. I'm putting in the work every day, grinding.
I mean, the energy's been there. We just got to keep it rolling into the scrimmage this weekend versus Gateway.
These are 2 wide receivers and defensive backs for the Leopards this year. We heard from Coach Humbert that they have a really talented wide receiver staff, and say a couple things about what you're looking forward to this season, catching the ball, and working hard, teaching these young guys as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of young kids coming in, a lot of young receivers. You know, I think it's important to really pave the way for them coming up here. So if we can do what we can to really have a good season here as our receivers, I think that'll really help us and help them young kids come in years to come.
Yeah, like Coach Humbert says, we got to be bricklayers. We got to pave the way for the younger class and teach them the ropes and just be bricklayers.
So, Evan, you're expected to be like one of the main wide receivers here. Having a more traditional and balanced offense this year. Talk about the difference that it's going to be from this year in terms of your offense and last year. We know you guys had Dev. You know, Dev's a more of a scrambling quarterback. I know you guys probably didn't have to run routes as deep, with Devin as quarterback. So how do you feel like the passing game is going to come this year, and how do you feel like it's going to transition from last year?
We just got to run our routes 100%, take no plays off, and just see if we can get the ball.
Okay, so Adam, touch on a little bit about what it means to, like Evan said, not taking any plays off, even when it's a run play, just giving 100%.
Yeah, well, we've been a run-heavy team the past several years, so it's important really to get those blocks down, because without the receivers blocking, a lot of Devin's touchdowns in the past years, they don't go.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a really big part of not taking plays off.
All right, so we ripped the Band-Aid off. We gave you guys a couple easy questions. Now, let's get straight to it. Give me a game that's circled on your calendar that you're excited for, or that you can't wait for. I know Coach Humbert just talked about, you guys got two tough scrimmages, and you have 4 real tough non-conference games to start it off, leading into conference play. So what games do you have circled, and what are you most excited for the season?
First game against LH, home opener. Just show everyone what we got and just take the win.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
First game LH. That's what's got to be on our minds right now. We can't be looking too far ahead. It's one game at a time.
Does that number 1 ranking in 3A in the state have any extra pressure on you guys, and how do you feel about that?
The numbers are nice, and the rankings are always nice to see, but we can't be thinking about it. We have to play football the way we know how.
How you feel about the ranking, bro? Number 1 in the state. Does it feel good or what?
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure. We can't let that get to our heads. Mm-hmm. We just gotta play every game like we're just playing our opponent. Like there's no number rankings and anything like that.
Absolutely. So in terms of, what's your favorite, offense or defense? Both of you.
Offense.
I'm gonna have to say defense.
Okay, I like Adam more already. I'm a defensive guy. So why defense though? Is it the physicality? Is it you like safety more than receiver? Why defense?
Well, there's no better feeling than going up and filling a hole and getting somebody on the ground. I don't know. Wide receiver's nice too, scoring touchdowns, but defense is just where it's at for me.
Yeah, make sure you tell Coach Humbert defense wins championships. He knows that though. What about you? Why offense? Is it the touchdowns? Is it the getting the people off the line of scrimmage? Like which one?
I'll be honest with you, I like pancaking DBs and scoring touchdowns.
I like it.
Yeah, we got a wide receiver talking about blocking and pancaking DBs and scoring touchdowns. I absolutely love it. Yart, do you have anything else for him?
No, I don't. I just want to thank both of you for coming on today, taking the time out. I know it's a busy week for you guys, but thank you, and we really appreciate it. We're going to come cheer for you guys come the season.
Yeah, no, thank you. Good luck this season. Not that I met both of you in person for the first time, I'm going to be cheering for you guys, and I hope you guys kill it this year, honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let go. Hater, always over talk. Don't go inside. Always over talk. That's where you're going. That's what I like to see, Q. Hey, Q. Army. Gator left
Weak. Razor. Where are you going? Good. Hey, Cruz. Go. Suck those two dudes in.
And we're back with two juniors. We have Dane Levi here, and then we have Quentin Martin. Fellas, how we doing? How's camp going so far? I know your bodies are probably aching right now. How we doing?
I'm good. Yeah, camp. It's been a long week so far. We still got 2 more days, and we're just grinding to get better and get through the week.
I'm doing all right. I mean, camp's hard, but that's the beauty in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will start with Dane here, and we will talk, being like one of the leaders of the line on both sides of the ball. You know, the trenches is where it's at. I mean, I wasn't in the trenches in high school, but when I got to college, they threw me in the trenches. And I know trenches ain't nothing to be messing with. So what can we expect from the trenches this year? Both offensive and defensive.
A lot of fresh faces coming up, and just a lot of hardworking, tough mentality type of guys. You know, just firing off the ball, doing their job. So how, as the leader, how are you going to help develop these younger guys, these fresh faces, as you say? Just set an example for all of them. You know, do exactly as I just said, and lead by just by setting an example.
Yeah, absolutely.
Q, what are some of your goals for this year as a team, and a couple of your individual goals as well?
As a team, honestly, as of right now, our main goal is LH. You know, they're a week 1 competition. You know, we've been watching a lot of film on them, practicing, getting ready for them. So that's our goal as a team so far. My main goal is just overall getting better at everything I do, catching the ball, running, plays, defensive, just all around, just making me a better player. So yeah.
How do you balance those goals with the ultimate goal of you getting to the college that you want?
It's just half and half. As of right now, my time and my energy is right here. So like I devote everything I have to this team. I'm living in the moment. I'm still 15 years old. You know, I'm not in college yet. So basically, my mindset is here, is on the Belle Vernon area Leopard. So
absolutely. So Dane, we talked about you being in the trenches. Now, all these articles come out, you know, after games or before the season starts, you know, talking about Quentin, talking about Polot, talking about Jetico. How do you maintain, like, where does your hunger come from? Because you're not getting fed the press that you deserve as someone in the trenches, because we all know they don't talk about the trenches in the paper, but one of the most important, and I'm sure Q will agree, one of the most important factors on a football team is the offensive line, the people blocking for them, is the defensive line, the people disrupting plays for the opposing offense. So where does your hunger come from, and how do you continue to build that hunger throughout the season whenever you're not getting the appropriate press that you deserve?
Well, our hunger comes from making these guys as big as they are, leading them into the end zone, getting them touchdowns. That's where our hunger stems from, and you know, the more and more we do that, the more hunger we get.
Absolutely.
Okay, Quentin. So obviously losing your running mate from last year, now you're going to be the focal point, the sole focal point of every defensive game plan. Do you think that it's going to get a lot more difficult for you finding running room, and how are you going to maintain that?
No, not really, because we have a lot of playmakers on our team, like Jake Jetico, Evan Polot, Chase Racono, and Adam LeCart. And I don't think I'm the only weapon on the team that we can use. You know, if I'm not working out, if I'm not playing my game, we have Jake Jetico, we got Evan Polot. We have multiple different players on the team that can do, if not close, then the same thing I'm doing on that field. So good. I feel like it won't be difficult at all. I feel like if we play our game, we can beat any team that comes here or we go to.
Piggybacking off that though, Q, Jetico came on, I would say probably in the middle of the season last year. Whenever you had that injury here, that we were all scared about in the stands. Thank God you're all right. But he came on that at the end of that game, the second half of that game, and then the rest of the year. How does it feel having a running mate like Jetico, as powerful he is? He's getting the ball and he's putting his foot in the ground and he's running straight downhill. How beneficial is that going to be for you? Because defenders play their scheme differently based off if they have a fast running back like you, powerful running back like him, and opens up different lanes. So how do you think it's going to be beneficial to you this year, having him the entire season?
I think it's very beneficial, because, you know, if I get tired, we have Jake. If he gets tired, they have me. So basically, I feel like me and Jake's more. I don't want to say same player, but have the same like skill set
and impact on the game. Yeah,
and an impact on the game. So I feel like that would be very beneficial, not just to me, but to him too.
Absolutely. So Dane, going through this year, you guys got TJ, correct? So you have matchups that you're going to have throughout the year. So like Mayer's a Division I prospect. You're going to have other players on LH, other players on PT. I think you guys play. Looking at those matchups, like how do you feel going in, like how did you prepare this entire summer, and how do you feel going into that matchups? Is there something that you're trying to prove, or is there like a chip on your shoulder that you want to prove that you're on the same level, if not better, than those opposing defenders that you're going to be playing this year?
Me personally, I treat every opponent the same. I do my research and everything before the games, just getting ready, getting right mentally. I treat everybody the same, and obviously Mayer, a very good player. But everybody else, just the same.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I like that.
And last question for Q. What was your favorite experience that you took away from the Champion National Combine in Vegas that you went to over the winter?
Say that one more time.
What was your favorite experience that you took away from the Combine in Vegas that you went?
Just being in Vegas, honestly. Yeah. It's amazing down there. All the people, just walking the strip, just everything about it. But the most important is probably going to In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out hits?
Yeah.
In-N-Out hits? That's crazy.
So that's probably the best.
Piggybacking off of that, though, so whenever I was in high school, I got invited to the All-American Combine as well. So I went down there, and I kid you not, my jaw was on the floor, and I was starstruck whenever I saw Deion Sanders walk by me. Was there anyone down there that you were starstruck by, or that you seen you was like, oh, wow, I'm really in the same area or in the same presence as them?
Not that I remember. I didn't see, anybody big time, any professionals like that. So.
Yeah, no, I just had to ask because you never know who you're gonna see at those combines. You see ex-NFL players, coaches, or whatever. But as long as you had a great experience, I'm sure that's good. And we want to say thank you. We appreciate both of you sitting down with us.
Yes,
good luck this season. We'll be in the stands. I'll be front row rooting for you guys. So kill it this year. Get ready. I can't wait for this weekend.
Yes,
I can't wait for Saturday. I can't wait for Saturday. So good luck and kill it this year, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Throw it up. Oh, wait. Catch it.
Hey, boys, great practice today. Let's go. Left pride on 3. 1, 2, 3. Left pride. Click. Boom.
Butts.
What are we in right now? It's 5:40. Flex. That means we're on time. Coach, give a few words about that period right there, Coach.
Yeah, like a well-oiled machine.
You know what your reward is for that? Conditioning. Get your...